What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have an interesting situation as YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who accumulated his 12th victory in professional boxing against retired, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar, former undisputed lineal heavyweight world champion, Iron Mike Tyson. 8 rounds, 2-minute rounds. Iron Mike Tyson is 58 years of age, and it looked how it looked. With that said, Jake Paul is a novice in the sport of boxing. And instead of fighting unknown cab drivers, truck drivers, firefighters, and sanitation workers, he's fighting UFC former superstars, retired former superstars, NBA players, YouTube sensations, and retired legends, right? And he did a massive deal with Netflix that saw him gain $40 million for this fight, and Mike Tyson made $20 million. But not only that, he put on a masterful undercard because it had Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano Part 2. It also had the WBC welterweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Mario Barrios defending his title against Abel Ramos. It also featured top-ranked star title contender Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington. So he had real, legit fights on the undercard, right? And it drew the attention of Gervonta Tank Davis, undefeated 3-division world champion, 5-time world champion superstar boxer, who is the reigning WBA lightweight world champion, one of the faces and cash cows of the sport of boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach at 30 years of age. With that said, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did 120 million views. It did a reported gate of over $20 million. So it's safe to say it generated massive numbers on Netflix. First boxing event on Netflix. And Gervonta Tank Davis, well, it's interesting because he noticed that Jake Paul was fighting, but when a guy was fighting in his own division in Keyshawn Davis, he had nothing to say about it. Nonetheless, he stated that he didn't even see that fight. But when Keyshawn Davis was fighting, he didn't really pay too much attention to it. But a YouTube sensation, he paid attention to. And after the fight, he stated that he's willing to knock out Jake Paul, who fought a heavyweight, 6'1", with a 74-inch arm reach. He said he would knock Jake Paul out, right? Put it on his social media, then he deleted it. Jake Paul in the press conference was asked by none other than Gervonta Tank Davis's close friend, Ellie Setback, who stated, Gervonta Tank Davis just tweeted out that he would knock you out, Jake Paul. And Jake Paul responded and said, that's a fight he will be willing to do. He got the money. And Jake Paul's partner with MVP Promotions responded, and he stated that Gervonta Tank Davis needs us. We don't need him. We're doing big numbers. This is true. As a novice, he's doing $40 million fights, putting on fights as a promoter, major fights, title fights, and did the first major deal with Netflix, right, with MVP Promotions. And he said that, then he goes on to clown Gervonta Tank Davis and said, isn't there a height limit in the sport of boxing, right? So obviously, this is just what it is, trash talk, right? I just find it, to me personally, I find it pretty ironic that Gervonta Tank Davis is talking about what Jake Paul is doing, who's a heavyweight, a YouTube sensation, but a guy in his own division that's a title contender that he was going back and forth with. And Keyshawn Davis had a masterful performance against Gustavo Lemos, and he said he didn't watch the fight. Now, it is a reason to watch the fight was him being a super fan of Iron Mike Tyson, right? So that probably caught his attention. But nonetheless, why tweet out about Jake Paul? It's not even realistic. I mean, your fans and your team is complaining about you going 5 pounds north to 140. let alone heavyweight. Jake Paul weighed 227 pounds. That is 87 pounds north of 140 pounds. Where they said that 140 pounders was too big for him. So either they making Tank Davis look bad and he just is not paying them no attention, or I don't know what it is. But Jake Paul has done something historic. He's done something historic. He got Netflix involved and did a $40 million fight, $60 million fight with him and Mike Tyson on free TV. Wasn't even pay-per-view. So, again, I want to see Gervonta Tank Davis tweet out about the fighters that's in his division and make those fights happen. Period. But let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. That's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.